So President Ramaphosa announced a commission of inquiry into the allegations made by General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And, these commissions of inquiries and national dialogues and talk shops are so beloved by President Ramaphosa. And we always talk about them as to whether they in fact are useful exercises or not. But I want to talk to you about something different about these commission of inquiries that troubles me a little bit. Now, this commission of inquiry is going to be chaired by former acting Chief Justice Samboy Mlanga. And by all accounts, great guy, he's been loyal, all good things. But we're of similar age, the judge and myself, and I sort of wonder as to just how impartial a person like that can be. Now, let me explain what I mean. When you reach a certain age and stage, you start thinking about retirement. And I know this sounds a little bit odd, but you start thinking of great retirement jobs. I used to earn a fat salary. Salaries come to an end. Is there perhaps a gig I can do that'll keep the money rolling in? If you've been an executive in the past, you'd love to sit on a board. Or if you did a specific thing, you'd love one of your old clients to say, come in and consult. It's quite a nice way. Everybody would love to delay their retirement by a few paydays. Now, the ultimate retirement job, by far, is if you're a judge, you're forced to retire by age, and then you get to chair a commission of inquiry. You get a couple of million rand lobbed into your bank account, and in many ways, this just helps the financial circumstance of the judge concerned, right? I'm not suggesting any nefarious activity. I'm just talking about human nature. Now, in that case, if you're a guy if you're a former judge and you get asked to chair a commission, what you're really sitting there and you have to think about is whether you're going to get asked to chair the next commission. Because you know that in South Africa, there's going to be the next commission of inquiry and the next one and the next one. And you don't want to be the one judge that is not considered to chair the next commission of inquiry. So what is the likelihood that you are going to make the unpopular finding? Those judges, and we all understand that self-censorship is the most powerful thing in the world. And that entire commission of inquiry is not a legal process. It's going to be the judge listening to a whole lot of people and then compiling a report. And the report's going to be his thoughts. And he's going to say, I think A is a bad guy and you should follow A, or B is a good guy, you should not worry about him. In many ways, in a commission of inquiry, the judge becomes judge and jury. Now, why would that judge want to suddenly upset this wonderfully well-laden apple cart? He is going to find in the way that the government would like to have him find. We even saw hints of that in the Zondo Commission, where depending on which side of the political fight you were a really bad guy, you were a state capturer. But if you belong to the new government that actually was going to be there for a little bit longer, naughty, you just got some security upgrades to your house. Recommendation, slap on the wrist. Other guy, recommendation, go to jail. So I don't think that taking human nature into account, that you can possibly in your wildest dream, get an impartial job on a commission of inquiry. The same thing goes with the national dialogue. Those people that have been called into the imminent persons group that are going to be already active in trying to tell us how wonderful the national dialogue is going to be, are already working. They're already going on television and recording things for social media to tell all South Africans how wonderful the national dialogue is. Where do you think that 700 million rand budget is going to? Part of it is to recompense those people for their efforts. So in other words, you become employed by, in this case, President Ramaphosa, and you want to give him the outcome that you think he wants to have. So if one goes back to the Mlanga Commission, we all know that Minister Senzo Mkunu is one of the biggest supporters of Cyril Ramaphosa. What are the chances that if you're a judge that you want to say, oh, this guy is a really bad guy, send him to jail? You know that's your last commission of inquiry. Why would you do it? So even if you thought that the national dialogue was the biggest steaming pile of horse manure, right, you have to go out and tell the whole world what a wonderful idea this is. Because you know who's listening. And he might just have another idea of another commission of inquiry or another dialogue or another Bos Barat or another God knows what else that we don't need, right? So you just play the game. And the game is whoever pays, you're going to find in their favor. Because boy, oh boy, there's a wonderful paycheck at the end of this for Justice Mlanga. He'd be an absolute idiot, which by all accounts he's not, to go and make findings that will not be in line with what this current administration would like to see. This is my problem with commissions of inquiry. The guy is almost incentivized to make findings in one direction only. Let's see if I'm wrong, but all I know is that we've had a whole lot of other commissions of inquiry, and they're always found in the way that the president would like them to have found. Let's see if I'm going to be right on this one or not. Thank you so much for joining me on The Political Insider. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.